What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hey, my name is Ariane, and today we are doing an apartment hunting video. It's crazy that it's been like a little over 2 years since I last did an apartment hunting video. Crazy. If you haven't seen my Chicago apartment hunting, you should check it out because there were some really good apartments on there. Some that were within reach. Obviously one that I moved into, and then I also just like some really nice apartments just for fun, and also because I had an inflated idea of how much I wanted to pay for rent. So there were some like dream luxury apartment tours as well, so definitely check that out. And you could also watch my empty apartment tour and my furnished apartment tour for my last place. So all that content will link down below. But today we're here to talk about the apartments that I considered for my Florida chapter. You guys know I moved out of Chicago and I am now a Florida girly. And so because of that, I had to tour a good amount of apartments. And I think I am a very indecisive person. I put myself in situations where it's hard for me to make decisions. And I will actually say this time around, even though I toured, was it 5 or 6 different buildings? It was a pretty easy decision for me. And as I show you guys the apartments and talk to you about it, you'll probably see why it was a little easy, maybe. You may not see it now, but maybe you'll see it later. But anyway, we're gonna go through all the apartments, all the buildings, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts. Some of them had cons, we'll talk about the cons. And at the end of the video, I want you to guess which apartment I actually decided to go with. I don't know if it'll be obvious to you guys, especially if you're new to my channel, but if you've been here on the channel, you may know what I look out for, but the answer might shock you, so stay tuned. Now, if you are new to the channel, thank you again for watching this video, and be sure to hit that red subscribe button down below so you can join the family and see more of my Florida content, as well as my Chicago content whenever I go back. Okay, I have my notes here. I toured 6 different apartment buildings. And let me tell you guys what I was looking for. My ideal situation would have been a 1-bedroom with a den. I wanted good natural light. I wanted closet space. I wanted an island, and I wanted to be in a pest-free environment. Now, listen, when I would tell people that, they'd be like, and not like the leasing agents, but like just like friends or random people that I'm talking to, like, isn't that like a given that you want to be a pest-free environment? And I'm like, that should be a given, but in Florida, bugs are like more regular than you would want them to be. So that was really important to me. I really wanted to be in a clean community, a community where I felt like it would be least likely for there to be bugs. By the way, most of these apartments I would actually move into, so I'm not gonna say the names of these apartment buildings. If you're really curious, you can DM me on Instagram and I will tell you personally, but I really don't want to just put the names of all these apartments on the internet, because if I move there next year, you're gonna be like, oh, I know exactly where she lives. So starting off with building number 1. So I actually have a little bit of history with this building because Justin, my boyfriend, used to live there. So I was very familiar with the community. Obviously, I've been to his apartment, so I'm very familiar with the floor plan. The thing that captured my attention with this apartment specifically was the fact that they had a 1-bedroom with a den. We'll get to that video later. But the leasing agent first took me to tour just their regular 1-bedroom, and this is literally Justin's floor plan. So I'm like, okay, I'm walking through this, but I know exactly where everything is. The things that I loved about like this apartment complex, the pool amenity is very nice. They have full-size washer and dryer, so it feels like I'm like back at home. Like big washers and dryers, amazing. A good amount of natural light, and the apartment was spacious. It was a really good size. I think it was like maybe 850 square feet. It was big. And the closet was to die for. Y'all know I have a lot of stuff. So the bigger the closet, the easier it is for me. So I was really impressed with that. Whenever I would come over to Justin's and I see his closet, I'm like, you are not utilizing this space like you should. And I know you could. So I'm like, if I ever get this closet, best believe it will be packed, but it will also be very beautiful. Anyway, so that was the very first unit. And then we went over to the second unit, which was literally the exact unit that I wanted. It was really the only reason why I was looking at that apartment complex, because it had a den. I work from home. I don't really know if I've ever really talked about that on this channel. Before I moved, I was hybrid. We would go in 3 to 6 days a month. Now that I moved, I'm remote. I'll come in once a quarter. But I thought it'd be really nice for me to have like a separate space for my office life And I was like, I could also use that as like a recording room for YouTube and for the podcast. Maybe a couch could go in there if I have guests or anything like that. Guys, I loved the unit. I loved it. I will say the finishes in this apartment weren't my favorite, but I think I was comparing it to my old apartment, which had like the best finishes ever. The light wooden cabinets with the marble countertops with the black accents was beautiful. But I had to get a reality check this time. But I really, really liked the one bedroom with the den. It had so much closet space, and it had a closet in the bedroom as well. So you'll see there was a closet in the bedroom and then a closet room, like a walk-through closet room before you get to the bathroom. Kind of similar to my last apartment in the sense that it's a walk-through room. But I really, really, really liked it. Now, I'll tell you the con. The con was the price. The price of that one bedroom with a den unit was several $100s more than I was expecting it to be. And compared to Chicago rent, it was not that much. But compared to what I wanted to pay in Orlando, it was over my budget. And like I said, I love my place. Y'all know this, right? I loved my place. But I also was paying for my place, as in like my place was not cheap. I don't want to pay big city prices in Orlando, so. Hey y'all, it's editing Ariane here. I just wanted to hop in and say, it's so interesting how my mindset when I was apartment hunting is different when I was Orlando apartment hunting versus when I was Chicago apartment hunting. I just had different priorities. Like when I was moving to Chicago, it was a totally new environment. I wasn't sure about the areas. I was moving out there totally on my own. I had never lived in my own space before, like just totally different from how I am like now. Like here, I visited Orlando more than I had visited Chicago. And I also am prioritizing price more in my Orlando hunt because I have different goals, different priorities now. Yeah, there's just other things. It just made it so, it was just so different from my apartment hunting video 2 years ago. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and say that. It's just funny to see how your priorities change as you get older and you have different life experiences and things like that. So, bye. But that apartment is still in the back of my mind because it's in a walkable area. It's close to some things that I go to on a regular basis. I just wasn't feeling the price. So yeah, that's the first place. Okay, building number 2. Y'all, I really liked this apartment complex. Honestly, they may have the best amenities. Out of every place that I toured, they either have the best amenities or they're top 2, top 3. The gym was crazy. The pool, it was what, a saltwater pool? I don't even know why I would want to do a saltwater pool, but it was very nice. The grills, they had a dog park. And this complex was different from all the other places I toured because it's really set on concrete, but it's like close to greenery, I think. So that was just an interesting thing, but I didn't care about that much, to be honest. Now, the first unit that he showed us, I liked it. I really appreciated that little like office nook area because I really, like I said, I really wanted to have a separate space for working because I'll be working full time at home. But I also feel like the living room for that unit was a little small, but I did still like it. The finishes at this apartment were probably my favorite out of every single apartment that I toured. And I feel like the laundry room was also really nice because again, that's more storage. I'm a storage girly. If I could have more space to put stuff, to hide stuff, that works for me. I loved the big refrigerator. The island was nice. Like I said, the finishes were nice. The bathroom was really big. I feel like the bedroom was standard, if not a little smaller. And then a nice size closet. So the first unit, I was like, ooh, I'm really, really liking this place. Then we go to the second unit. Now the second unit was smaller overall. It didn't have that little office nook. The living room was smaller. I believe the kitchen was smaller. Like literally everything was smaller. But I did still like the place. Now guys, I would have honestly chosen that place, and I'll tell you I didn't choose this place. But the reason why I didn't, it was really the reason why I couldn't, is because this is a new build. And with new builds, they are not like what they have available is what you can move into. And because I was touring 2 months ahead of time, they couldn't hold an apartment for me for my move-in date. So they were like, yeah, basically you need to call back or come tour again when you're like, what did they say? They say 2 weeks? I feel like they said like when you're ready to move in, basically. I think the longest they could hold it was 2 weeks. So that was really disappointing. Another con was the fact that they didn't have elevators. If it's only 4 floors, I guess by Florida laws, you don't have to have an elevator. I wasn't crazy about that. And looking back, like at Justin's place, he has an elevator, but we usually take the stairs. So I guess I could get used to that, but that would be a lot if I was living like on the 4th floor taking up groceries. Like I literally would not go grocery shopping without Justin, because I'm like, I struggle with carrying my groceries like on a flat level, like from my garage to my apartment. Like taking it upstairs is a lot, or even like when I go out of town, like taking your luggage up and down could be a lot. So I don't want to have to be like, Justin, you come over and help. Like that's a lot, right? That's too much. So unfortunately, I did not move forward with that place. But if I'm being honest with you guys, if they have availability, I would actually like heavily consider that place. Like I really, really liked it. I really liked it. So we'll see what the future holds, but it just sucked that because they were a new build, they couldn't hold anything for me. And I get it. Like they're missing out on money by holding it for me for 60 days. So, oh, another con of this place is that it was not in a walkable area. I thought that was actually really interesting, but there really was nowhere to walk to at all. At all. All right, moving on to building number 3. So this place was really just your standard luxury apartment. It had nice amenities, nice decor. Like, I really liked it. And I think the best thing about this place, it's in such a walkable area. It's actually in the exact area I wanted to live in. And then when it comes to the unit, it was really big. Like I feel like it was probably pushing 850 square feet, which is large for a 1-bedroom, at least in my experience. I really, really liked it. They also had this, I didn't get any footage, but like a club room, but it was different. It was really nice. Like I could see somebody having like a birthday party in there. Like it was just really, really nice. Honestly, it reminded me of my last apartment building a little bit. So maybe that's why I liked it so much. But honestly, there aren't that many cons about that one. But the big thing for me was learning that they're actually building an apartment like right across the street. And when I say right across the street, I could probably throw a quarter because it's that close. I was really worried about the construction noises because again, I work from home. Like literally I will be at home every single day, so I can't escape the noises. Like Justin, for example, Justin goes to work every day. He rarely works from home. So really construction noises won't bother him because he's gone during like the working hours versus I'll be home all the time. So that was like a really big concern of mine because I'm like, do I want to put my sometimes noise sensitive self in a situation where I'm stressed every day? I don't know. Because remember, y'all, my last apartment, I hated my upstairs neighbors because they were too loud. So imagine that, but every day for hours. I don't know if I could deal with it. I don't know, but I did really, really, really like the apartment. So, okay, moving on to building number 4. Now, this apartment was interesting because, well, first we'll start off with the leasing agent. Probably the nicest leasing agent that we had. He was very relatable. He was very cool. Like, we had a lot to talk about, which made the tour, like, less painful because I feel like for a lot of these tours, some of the leasing agents were, like, weird, didn't talk at all. I was struggling, though, when it came to the actual apartments. I felt like they were very dark. And the biggest thing, guys, I saw 2 bugs. I saw a dead bug outside, and I saw a dead bug in one of the cabinets, and that freaked me out. And I could not think about anything else the rest of the tour because y'all know it was really important to me to find a place that would be super duper pest free. So that was really bugging me. And also this apartment was in an area that has a lot of trees. So it kind of makes sense that it would be a little buggier than most. And also the leasing agent told me he once saw a black bear on the lot, which I thought was pretty crazy. But the finishes were nice, but it just wasn't the apartment for me. I can't move past the bug. I cannot. And some of y'all may think that's dumb and stupid, but I can't. And that's what matters to me. All right, last 2 apartments. So building number 5, this was actually a few days later. I was kind of frustrated with my search. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I was like, let me tour a few more apartments. So this one was a super last minute booking appointment, and the apartment was nice. It had nice amenities, nice decor. The leasing office, they were nice, but I will say I feel like the lady that took me on a tour was rushing me. And I learned she didn't even take me all around the entire apartment. There was like a game room or something that I missed out on and something else. I'm like, girl, like you should have, you know, put me onto that. But it's okay. It had a pool. I'm pretty sure all Florida apartments have pools. I don't think I've heard of one that doesn't have a pool, but a nice pool in the middle. Yeah, like I liked the apartment overall, but nothing really stood out to me. Like it was fine. It was a nice building. I feel like it checked off all of my boxes. Yeah, it was cool. I feel like I don't have much to say about this building or this unit. Oh, and again, I always appreciate the full-size washer and dryer. All right, and then our last building, we toured 2 apartments. This first apartment was actually really, really big. Like, it had a little area that you could put a desk or you could put a dining table. You know me, I wanted to put a desk and a dining table. That was really cool. Literally the biggest terrace I've ever seen in my life. It looks dirty. Well, it was dirty because they hadn't power washed yet, but the terrace was crazy. And I'll tell you, honestly, I liked the terrace, but I'm like, would I like just spend a bunch of money just so I could fill the terrace because it's so big? But the bathroom was big, the kitchen was a nice size, the bedroom was a nice size, a big closet. So this was definitely a really, really nice unit. And then we went down to the model for another one of their 1 bedrooms. And I also liked this unit. Again, it had the island. And this one was different because instead of a closet room, it was like the open walk-through closet area, which is not as big as my previous closet and not as big of a closet as I would personally prefer, but I feel like it could also do the job. Yeah, so this one was smaller, but I also feel like it's like, it could probably do the job. And obviously the bigger one with the terrace was more expensive. That one was on one of the top floors. So overall, those are all of the apartments and all the buildings that I toured. Comment down below, let me know which one was your favorite and which one you think I moved into. I'm very curious about your thoughts. Should I just tell you guys? No, you have to wait. You have to wait until the empty apartment tour and then you'll see which apartment I moved into. We're gonna do it that way. But I actually don't know if you guys are gonna guess. Because I'm just thinking about how I was talking about the units. I don't know if y'all will pick up on it. Anyway, let me just say this. I didn't say this. Or maybe I did. I think I did, but it was a priority for me to have a smaller rent payment in Orlando. And so that was a part of my decision making. I don't know if that makes anything obvious to you guys, but just think about that. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I have some moving content that will be coming out after this video. I believe the video after this is gonna be moving into my apartment, which is exciting. I'll let you know. It was smooth, things went well, but I really appreciate you guys, and special thank you to those of you who are still tapped in from my Chicago days. I can't wait to show you more of Florida. I've been here for a few weeks now and things have been going well so far, so I just can't wait to share that content with you. But I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!